Hey guys, how is everyone today? So I figured that I would do a little vlog, kind of piece some things together and bring you guys, because I have some errands to run. So I love running errands with when I have a vlog to do, just because it kind of makes the time go by faster and you guys seem to like these. So first things first, most importantly, we need to talk about Love Meg. Love Meg is at it again. And this time what she's doing is getting upset at people for inquiring about her dogs. Specifically her older dog, Molly, who I have shared my thoughts about in the past. And she is just livid, pissed with people making inquiries or reacting to how Molly looks in videos or how she might be acting. Meg is just done. What Meg is doing is she's blocking anyone who asks about her dogs. And if you're not, kissing her ass when you're asking about the dogs, then you're getting blocked. So if you have an inquiry or an opinion that is not on her side of things, then you're going to be blocked. And am I surprised that she's on a blocking spree? Absolutely not. Do I think that it's a problem? Absolutely. The thing that a lot of influencers seem to not understand is that, especially with lifestyle influencers, is that once you start to open up your life to an audience, whether the audience is 25 people or 25,000 or much more than that, people are going to start to be interested in the cast of characters that you introduce them to. And for some of them, it might just be their dogs. Some, it might be their, significant other, their kids, their mom, their aunt, their crazy uncle who stops by once in a while. If you introduce these people as people that are present on your channel, then your audience is going to wonder, hey, what's going on with so-and-so? Even if it's a pet. Like, people care about dogs. I am absolutely honored when someone asks about my dog. You guys know that Axel's going through something right now. He has a very, very mild limp, and I'm kind of working through that. And I've been vocal about kind of what we're doing to treat him. And I'm honored when people ask me how he's doing. Hey, how's Axel doing? I hope he feels better. I hope he's doing okay today. Why be so upset at people that are inquiring about the well-being of your pets? Molly has been a part of Meg's channel since Meg has been on YouTube. So of course people have gotten attached to her, and of course people are going to have opinions about how she is acting and how she's looking. So I'm going to throw up this screenshot of what Meg had to say, and you guys can pause to read it. I already know what it said, so I'm not going to, try to read it aloud, but I will throw that up, pause to read it, and then I'll continue with my thoughts. So obviously she said a lot in that post. I understand part of what she was saying, and the part that I understand of, kind of where she was coming from is when you have a dog, especially a senior dog, you're not going to take them everywhere. So there are going to be places that you go where the dog, it's in their best interest to be able to be at home and, relax and whatever. I totally get that part of it. But pretty much everything else in the post I disagree with. It's her demeanor. It's her just being so rude to subscribers that are asking. The really crazy part is there have been opinions being shared about Molly for months. since she and Justin announced that they were going to sell their house and do this whole digital nomad thing, people have been, and I'm one of those people, have been very concerned about Molly being a senior dog and being completely uprooted from the comfort of the home that she knows and just be going, to all these different Airbnbs, being left in the house, while they're out sightseeing and doing whatever. My issue was not so much with these Airbnbs, but it was more so with them putting her on a flight to go overseas. Do I think the Airbnbs are the best idea ever? No, I don't. But I really worry more about the flight and her being okay overseas while they're constantly out sightseeing. Because, common knowledge will tell you that if you're in the United States and you're staying in an Airbnb, you're going to go out and do stuff. But if you're in a foreign country and you're in an Airbnb, you're probably going to be spending a lot more time outside the Airbnb. And maybe I'm wrong, sound off in the comments. I really just didn't care for how she does this a lot. She'll snap on people and then she'll just say, "Oh, I'm being honest." You guys can't take honesty. You want to make me sound like I'm a bad guy, but I'm just being honest. If you flip that around from the subscriber seat, these subscribers were only being honest about how they felt about Molly. So it sort of just seems like honesty is all good and well, but only if it's coming from Meg. When the subscribers are honest about how they feel about things that are put out, they're being too invasive and you're going to be snapped off on. I think Meg is someone who has so little self-awareness that she cannot get out of her own way. The whole thing is just so messy. To consider where she started versus where she is now and how she interacts with people now, I don't even want to say it's disappointing, because it doesn't personally disappoint me, because I was not one of her longtime subscribers. But I can understand the disappointment on someone else's behalf as to feeling like, wow, I really built this person up to hundreds of thousands of subscribers to the point where she was able to start businesses and travel and do all this cool stuff, which usually people would be really happy to be a part of that journey. But with her, how can you really continue to be happy for someone who is literally treating you like you mean nothing? Like, oh, you care about my dog? You're gonna wonder about why my dog might look sad? You're blocked. The whole thing to me is just so utterly ridiculous. Like, her pure refusal to make any type of change is what tells me that she has no amount of self-awareness at all. That's what's going on with Love Meg. She is just, she's going to continue to go off. The fact that this is now a pattern of people asking questions, her getting very, very upset at those questions, and then screenshotting them specifically to put on her Instagram story to call people out. It's just time and time again, and it's a pattern, and I don't think that she's going to reflect or make any type of change. And as long as she continues to do this, I'm going to continue to talk about her. Other people are going to continue to talk about her, because that's the whole point of commentary. And I want to hit on that for just a second. It seems like some people have trouble understanding what the point of commentary is. I think some people, it's kind of like, oh, why are you talking about so and so? And I know most of y'all understand this, but I think that it's a good time to hit on it again. When we think about influencers and all the things that they do, for a while there, subscribers felt like they didn't have an outlet because before, if you were to raise concern or leave a comment, you would just be deleted and blocked, still like Meg is doing to this day. But with commentary channels, it gives you an outlet where your opinion won't be deleted, and we can talk about the other side of influencer culture and what people are doing. And that's why I always say, like, most of the opinions that I share are not super important in the grand scheme of things, but some of them are. And I will always give people an outlet to share their opinions openly about some of these huge influencers that you help build, and then they turn around and snap off on you. That's the point of my channel. And I think the commentary channels are important in the society of the internet, because if commentary channels didn't exist, or if it was only like beauty guru drama channels, which, you know, I get that side of it too. But if we're only talking about beauty gurus or people that have over 5 million subscribers, we have to talk about all of it, no matter the subscriber number, because problematic behavior is problematic behavior. Doesn't matter who it's coming from, doesn't matter the size of their channel, how long they've been on the internet. If they're being problematic, they deserve to be talked about. They don't deserve to be bullied or dragged. But they do deserve to have a conversation around what happened and give their subscribers a place to vent their frustrations. So either way, I'm going to continue my errands and I'll see you guys in a few minutes. So I just left the pet supply store for Axel. It's really nothing too exciting. I got him some new CBD chews to try because the ones that he has now are different than like the original ones that we tried. And I just don't think that they're enough for, and don't get me wrong, like I'm following the directions and all of that kind of stuff, but I just don't think that they are for him. It's a new brand, so on and so forth. I got it for when we were moving to kind of take the edge off. You know, he was in the same house for 6 years, and it can be a transition period for dogs when they move, especially from the only home that they've ever known. But I just don't think that it's they're just not right for him. And CBD with dogs is kind of trial and error. Sometimes one brand will work and the next one won't, so you go back to the old one, which is completely fine. Obviously, everything in life is a little bit of trial and error, which is all good. So we're going to try these and see how he does. And the whole idea is not to knock him out. Like that's never what I give him CBD for. But Axel is a very excited dog, and he gets very excited over just like everyday things, which I love. But there are certain times where he needs to kind of chill out and relax a little bit. And right now, with trying to rehab him through his limp and stuff, it's good for him to be calm when he's not home alone. Because when he's not home alone, he is literally just like a shadow. You know, if you go in this room, he's right behind you. If you go from the couch to the kitchen, he's right behind you. And that up and down is what we're trying to limit. And on top of it, based on what I've heard, and again, I'm not a vet or anything, but I have heard that CBD is good for dogs who are dealing with pain. It's more of a natural route. And I know in my other video, a lot of you guys mentioned glucosamine, and he's been on glucosamine since he was 1. So we started him on a glucosamine regimen supplement when he was 1. And he's also received fish oil and turmeric on every meal, because both of those have added benefits for dogs. And so yeah, like that's just the weird thing, you know. And now all of a sudden his vet is trying to say, oh, it's arthritis. And I'm like, I don't think that it's arthritis. Like, nothing has changed. So why wasn't arthritis mentioned during his visit 2 weeks ago? Like, arthritis was not even on the table. It was some sort of injury that he needed to rest his way through and possibly eventually get an x-ray. And now all of a sudden arthritis is being put on the table. So I don't know. I didn't really like that. But we will get Axel through this one way or another. He is going to be just fine. But yeah, the whole thing with Love Meg, that's just, it's just foolery. That's what it really is. It's just her acting a fool. It's her entitlement. It's her being rude and calling it being sassy. The entire thing is obnoxious and cringy to witness someone who has so little self-awareness about themselves, considering that they've been on YouTube for such a long time. To see the way that she's acting is just absolutely insane to me. But we'll see. We'll see how she kind of handles things moving forward. I don't think that it's going to get any better, like I said earlier, but I guess we will sit on the sidelines and see what unfolds. The other thing I wanted to talk about in this video is Murad Merali. So I actually filmed a video the other day and my dumbass deleted it. It was a really quick, like 9-minute video. It wasn't anything that was super lengthy or anything like that. But Murad Merali, if you guys don't know what happened with him, basically he was exposed for being racist, and some really disgusting videos were leaked of him doing very disgusting things to other men. It was just completely disgusting to see him behave in that way. So many people unfollowed him on social media and vacated his YouTube channel, and he's still continuing to lose. But since coming out with the video where, in my opinion, he made himself out to be a victim, anytime someone inserts their personal trauma for the first time into a situation when they're being called out for something that is very, very bad, that says a lot about you, and that's just my personal opinion. Because it's kind of like, well, now I'm going to tell you guys about my trauma because I was exposed for being a racist, or I was exposed for being homophobic, or, you know, whatever. Now I'm going to tell you about this trauma as a, quote, way to explain why I'm a piece of shit. And to me, it doesn't fly. I'm not saying that that's a rule that anyone else should go by, but I am all here for people sharing their experiences as it relates to trauma or mental health issues. I'm always here for that. But what I'm not here for is it being used as an excuse to get out of being held responsible for your actions. But essentially his channel has been silent. He's not uploaded anything new since that video. And he's been quiet on social media too. The question that I have about Murad in this whole situation is he going to be able to make a comeback? Will he be able to return to making Love Island commentary and, commentary about other public figures? Will he be able to make a return and still utilize commentary as his full-time income? Now, I think that people can reinvent themselves. I think that people can grow and learn from being toxic online, or not being so nice. I think that most people can learn and grow from these things, unless it's a repeated behavior, kind of like Love Meg, and then in my opinion you're not going to learn anything. But with Murad, there are certain things online when they're exposed, I'm not really sure if there's any coming back from it. I would say that what he was exposed for might be one of those scenarios that there's no coming back from. And I really want to know, obviously, how you guys feel about that. Are there certain things where it's like, no, like this is just a no-go for me, and I don't even care about their content remotely enough to continue giving them my watch time? Because that's the other thing that some people, not a lot of people, but I do feel like and I've been guilty of this too, in the past especially, forgetting that literally just watching someone's video is giving them money. It might not be money coming from your checking account to their checking account, like it would be if you bought merch or bought tickets to a show that they were doing, or paid for their Patreon membership. It's not like that, but just by giving them your time, you're adding to their AdSense check for that month. That's something that All In with Ari, some people also forget about with her. And I've received a couple of comments where it's like, I'm not donating to her, so I'm not supporting her. But if you are sitting there watching her videos, you are supporting her. So even if it's just you, watching one of her videos, that could be paying her anywhere from, I don't know, $1 to $4, depending on the channel size and their, how they're being paid from YouTube. There's a lot of things that go into those analytics. But just because you're not literally sending her money from your bank account doesn't mean that she's not making money off of your time. But either way, those are kind of my thoughts with like indirectly giving someone money. I ended up going by the grocery store because there were a couple of things that we needed. It's really nothing exciting, just, kind of some odds and ends. Not to worry, it was not a $2,000 haul like Alicia Doherty. It is so funny to me how on the internet you can literally come out and state your opinion, and even if the opinion is not super serious, you could actually be shedding light on something that is serious and has the potential to be serious. And all that people have to say is, you're jealous. Internet culture is just so intriguing to me, and that's why I make videos about these influencers, because some of them are very fascinating with kind of the way that they look at things, the way that they react. I find it all very interesting, and especially when there's a lot of content out there, I've just always been interested in how people think about things, how people feel about certain situations. It's just always been very interesting to me. But I only mention that because that's kind of the only thing that I ever hear from her followers is that I'm jealous. And I know I don't address it very often in videos anymore, but it is actually kind of funny when you think about, you know, just people coming out with the most nonsensical kind of stances to have. But I think there's a lot of us online who are interested in just people. And that's the other thing that the world of influencers has kind of given us, is just people that aren't celebrities. They're not famous. They're not reality stars. Putting your life out there for public consumption, for people to react to, is just something that is still so new. And I think that's why there's so much fascination around people allowing, like influencers allowing people to see parts of their life. I just think that's really interesting, especially with, you know, and then you look at someone like Love Meg, who allowed subscribers into her life, introduced a bunch of cast of characters, and then wants to get pissed off when her subscribers are concerned about one of those characters being her dog. The whole thing is just, you have to laugh at it at a certain point, you know? But either way, I'm glad that I got my few little errands done. I'm going to enjoy the rest of the day, and hopefully you guys are doing the same. I don't know how long this video is. Hopefully it's a long one, because I know that a lot of y'all have been wanting a longer video out of me. Upcoming content for anyone that's interested: a reaction to Brittany Dawn's video that she did with her husband. That will probably be a long one, because I think her video was 30 minutes. And seeing that her video was 30 minutes, I will guesstimate that mine will be at least 45, but I guess we'll see. So that's coming up. I also want to talk about Just the Bells. They're another family channel, and she put out a video that I think it will make for a good reaction, so I want to share that with you guys. And there's another kind of mommy influencer that I'm looking at that I've never talked about before, but I'm still taking in some of her content before I make the video, so that will be kind of like further out. But either way, you know, we'll continue to find things to share silly opinions about and just go from there. So I hope that you guys are well, but for now, if you liked the video, please leave a like and a comment, and if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.